Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Only PAX. In today's episode, you're joining me on the new tram route that we put in the last episode because one of the first comments I want to address is from no other than Mr. Stevens by himself, and he recommended to tackle the issue that we're having with the speed of this line heading up the hill just outside of town here. Now, in the road that we put in here, these guys are struggling to reach the full speed. The top speed is 43 miles per hour, but if we can find one on the way up, which will be the one we were just following actually, once it gets to here, they tend to go down to about 20 miles per hour and they're slowing all the traffic down. And a nice simple way of getting around that is with Stephen's recommendation of actually making this a 4-lane road with a bus lane. That way at least all the traffic can get around it and we're not holding everything up. You can see the speed starting to stop now and starting to slow down at the side here just as we come around this curve. I think as we come out of this forested area here, if we go to a 4-lane road all the way up just to the outskirts of the town here, that'll improve things a lot. So let's jump in and get that done. We want this 4-lane, and we want. Actually, I'll try the tools because everybody shouts at me for not using this. Well, actually, in this case, I can't, can I? Because I also want to upgrade the size of the road. So if I hold shift now, because I don't want to do the whole road, if I hold shift and start from here. There we go. And now we can go all the way up the road here to the top. Wait for that autosave. And it has done it all the way up into that junction brilliantly. And by the top of that hill there, they will have picked up the speed. Hopefully that should speed things up for the private transport up and down that hill now. So thanks for that suggestion, Stephen. Now the next one's from Tony, who says, on the curved station, I would push the stopping line to the outermost platform so the express line can run straight through. And you know, I've seen this comment on a few of my videos now, and I'm not sure, I'm going to do it just to see and to keep the masses happy, as you like, if you say, but the problem I've got is, I'm not sure which way round is quicker now. Now what Tony's referring to is, we future-proof these stations because eventually we're going to have an express line that goes through and doesn't stop at each station. Now, I would have thought having the stopping stations in the middle here would have been more beneficial because they don't have to turn off the line. If you see what I mean, if we put an express line in, the express line's going to turn off and join in here, and we're going to peel off at 77 here, but then it's not going to stop, and it will peel off at the faster speed. But then now I'm looking at it, I sort of understand, because the fast train coming this way would have to slow down to 77 to peel off, wouldn't it? So we're going to do it. Tony, thanks for your comment, mate. We'll get this in. I want to pull it round so it joins at about the same place. And we'll get this done at either end of the station and then along the other stations as well. And that will mean we can then get everything running into how intended, basically. We can do it all in one hit, going through and alter all the stations. So that's the first one done there. And up to Shepton Mallet, we need to pull this one across as well. We want to keep the pace up as much as we can. Maybe 118 is absolutely fine. And then on this one we need to pull in here just before this cross. It might slow down a little bit more here. But no, there you go, 101 miles per hour is still fine, and I'll be actually pulling out on that one. This side of the rail, we might have a little bit of an issue, but so we've still got down to 64 miles per hour just before the station. That's not too bad at all. We want to pull into here at about the same area, just to keep that symmetry. And we pull back, and we want to start from there, just to keep it looking nice and even. And that will be pulling out of the station there, so that'll be absolutely fine. And then we're going to come through to Rochdale, and finally just do the same again here. But this station layout's slightly different, isn't it? It looks like we haven't actually got the fast track here. So let me just pause this. We'll get rid of that cross as we won't need it anymore. That's left over from when it used to be the end of a line station, this one. We'll pull that all the way out to here, keeping it 88 miles per hour. We'll find that snap point to get the equal distance again, which is, I can't actually see the little wooden points here. Ah, there we go. It's on the catenary pole, that's why. We want to pull that one around and into here. And we're going to have to take that, even though it's going to destroy those buildings, because for future proofing, that's what it's going to be. We're going to smooth, we're going to lower this brush size, so we are going to smooth in between these rails, so it's a nice flattened area. I think that's the best way of doing it. Yeah, there we go. What we will have to do is go around and put some signals in as well, won't we? Thinking about it. We want to pull onto the line there, and this track will pull on over here. As this line's coming back in this direction, we'll want to signal here. And we want to signal here just so that, oh, hang on, I've got the wrong signals here, haven't I? Let me just get rid of that one before we go too far. This little signal, if I can select it. Looks like I can't select just the signal. These houses look terrible on the right. Okay, so we'll delete the track. I'm going to delete these houses back as well, because I don't like what it's done to the edge of the hill here. There we go. We get this track put back in. Now for signals, at the moment we're still using the standard signals on our tracks, so we'll go for this one. On the way back through this way, we need to stop just before the lines cross. There we go. Or are we? Hang on a minute. I'm talking rubbish. We've got these signals on this line now. I've got completely lost between the two different series, I think, and looking at what signals we've got available at each one. We do need to upgrade the track within this station to high speed, otherwise the high speed trains going through won't be able to go over that 75 miles per hour limit. If we go through here, track type, high speed, there we go, perfect. That was actually a nice easy upgrade for once this side, wasn't it? Now we need to add those same signals in, so the high speed train, sorry, the slow speed train will be coming out of this side, so we want to stop him just after the station, and the same on this side, so that if there's a high speed train coming through, it takes priority. Oh, we've got a little bit of stuttering now. I'm noticing this more and more at the minute, guys, because we're adding in more and more mods and more vehicles going around. It's starting to cause me some frame rate issues, I have to be honest with you. There we go. So that's all set up now, but what we do need to do is change the stations, so, or the platform allocation, should I say. So on the line, so it's stop number 2 from Seaham. We actually want to stop at platform number 1, and at number 8 on the way back, we want to stop at platform number 4. Perfect. And then up to Shepton, and at Shepton at stop number 3, we want to go to platform 6. And at Shepton on stop 7, we want to go to platform 2. Not platform 2. What platform do we want? Platform 3. There we go, perfect. And then over at Rochdale, at stop number 4, we want to stop at platform 1. And then Rochdale, the second time round, we want platform number 4. There we go. So there you go, Tony. Thanks again for your suggestion, mate. That should square things away now. And then once we get some faster trains, they can just cannon straight through the middle. And I think the plan will be to go from Dunwich, skipping Rochdale, stop at Shepton, skip Seaham, and down to Burton. That is going to be the main plan for that route, I believe. And then the final comment for this video is from Artemy, and he has said, have you thought about making the ferry zigzag while it's sailing? You can make Saltash, so if we just follow what he's saying here, Saltash to Seaham, to Gorleston, to Shepton, to Rochdale, and then I would imagine the same on the way back. And that's, to be fair, it's not a bad idea, that. And if we have a look, what we're doing at the minute, we're running at 35, and we are actually losing money on that line at the moment. But I know there is a lot of them. There is a lot of these ports I've noticed that are in the hundreds. So maybe it's not a bad idea if we go for that, and probably add another ferry as well. So let's manage that line. So it's starting at Saltash. So what he's saying is go to Seaham. We're obviously going to have to add in some ports here, aren't we? But what he did say is that we could build the ports directly next to some of the stations for the ones that we add in. So we're going to go passenger, and I'm going to go large now, because if we're going to be increasing things, we're only going to be adding more and more large ships in, aren't we, moving forward? So we'll keep it as a country lane so nothing builds on it. Can I add a second street connection to this station? I can. I'm going to stick one of those on there. Will that connect straight to the port? It will. Perfect. So if I just flatten a little bit of this terrain here, just to make it fit in a little bit nicer. It hasn't done a great job there, has it? If we're honest. Okay, let's try that for size. That's a little bit nicer. So So we stick that there. That should now be connected. It should also reach the bus stop through there, which it does. So that's one in without too much hassle. Now, we need another one in. Or do we need another one? Actually, we've already got Rochdale. We've also already got Shepton. So that's all of them in, actually, isn't it? Which makes our life very easy. So at the minute, we're going from Saltash. And now, what Artemy's saying is if we go from Saltash to Seaham, then we go from Seaham to Gorleston, which is already happening. But then from Gorleston, we stop at Shepton. Ah, no, we do need a port over in Shepton. But we can actually just do the same again. You know what? He's 100% correct here. But I do think that now that we've added all these stuff in, we are going to have to, first of all, find a second street connection. There we go. That's that one there. We're going to want to go somewhere near the coast here. That should allow us to connect, I think. Although it's not connecting up this time for some reason. What we may have to do is put a little road in here. Just for this one. Unless we can get some. We go for the smallest road. There we go. That's connecting in. And then from here now, we can connect. No, it doesn't like the idea of connecting to this road for some reason. But if we drag this down, oh, we don't want to do that. We connect it in. That looks terrible at that height, doesn't it? But if we pull it down to there, or around, no, I don't really like what this is doing. But if we start at the bottom close to the station and head up there. I think this is probably the best way. I can't remember who it was, but somebody in one of the other videos told me about this. If you start off down at station level and drag it up, it tends to work out a bit smoother. There we go, that's in there, and it is still connected to the bus stop here as well. So now back to the ferry line, and what we want to do is after Gorleston, we want to add in this stop. Then it's going to Rochdale, and after Rochdale, we want to come back. Do we want to come back to Shepton on the way back? I think we've sort of got to, haven't we, really? Oh, autosave. I mean, most people will just get the train. We've got train, bus, and now ferry route into Shepton, so it may be a little bit overkill. Then from Shepton, we're going to Gorleston, and after Gorleston here, we're going to want to put another stop at Seaham in, and then we're going to head down to Saltash. So that's the new line sorted. We're going to need more boats, but first of all, I'm right in a feeling if we upgrade this boat, some of these are going to be small docks, aren't they? Let's just go for it, but then we may have to go around and upgrade them. So at the minute, what we're looking at, I believe this ship here is a Frontenac, isn't it? It is. So it's got a capacity of 85 and a top speed of top speed of 17. Top speed now you see are only 20, but we'd replace that one with a Zurich, and then we clone it. Is it giving us any warnings? It isn't, actually. And the new one's coming out, so let's have a quick look at this Zurich. I'm not sure if I've seen this ship before, actually. I do like a lot of the detail on the ships now. They've got the sun lounges out, and they've got the safety rings. Little lifeboats on top. It's cool, isn't it? We've got the captain of the ship here. It'd be cool to see what once there's people on. Where's the other ship? Let's see if we can see the people on the ship. Yeah, we can. They're all sitting enjoying the view. And that's really good, actually, how they use the different kinds of seating and not just all, they don't all just sit on the benches. Yeah, I really like that. That's really cool. So thanks for that one, Artemy. That one is now in. Do we need to pay back any loan? Well, we got 40 million. No. And we're actually sailing past, guys, a new feature that some of you may have already noticed. If I hover my mouse over, you can see there. I've actually built a prison. It's one of the mods I found on the workshop, and I thought it'd be cool to have out in the middle of the countryside. But yeah, it's only an asset that you can put down, but I thought it'd be a cool addition to the map. And if any of you don't like the video, then you can get sent to the prison now. With that being said, guys, I am keen to start trying to get a few more likes on the videos to get them pushed out. They tend to get around 35 likes per video, so if we could aim to get 40 to 45 on this one, that'd be great. So if you are enjoying the video, please do hit that like button to help me out. I've just noticed this grass over here could do with a bit of smooth. It looks a little bit too much of a cliff for me there. But I have downloaded a lot more asset mods so I can start playing them, but I think the year hasn't gone on enough yet. To be honest, I've forgotten again. I keep forgetting. When I'm messing about without recording, I tend to pause it so you guys don't miss too much. You know, I've downloaded some like supermarket petrol stations and things like that, so it should be quite cool once moving forward. Another thing I did want to do in this one is have a look at upgrading Thomas, because he is struggling. He's always running at max capacity. We've got people up here, 274 waiting to go down. But the problem is, I've had a look on the store, and if we look into him quickly, his top speed, the double one on the keypad to get rid of that horrible white overlay. But you can see his top speed's at 45 miles per hour. Now, the original Thomas the Tank was a 060 configuration. So I had a look to see what I could find on the workshop. The only 060 configurations that actually come up are these Great Western Railway 060s. Now you can see they work both ways, but they only travel at 45 miles per hour, so it's not an upgrade. Unfortunately, we haven't got one that we can upgrade Thomas with that would be the right kind. So what I want to do is have a look at something. Oh, that's perfect actually. While I'm talking, I'm noticing this Claude Hamilton 75 miles per hour. I want something with sort of a big face on it, like the Thomas the Tank train, which I'm getting drawn to this one here. 75 miles per hour. 75 miles per hour with 1,300 tractive effort. Power here was 440. Oh, sorry, 1,300 power. It's a lot faster, isn't it? And we're currently carrying 38, I think. Top speed of 75. I was right there. Top speed of 75, yes. If we go, we can still go for these generic British carriages to make it look nice. We get one of these that's a front brake. We'll get a first class carriage, and then we'll go for a few third class A. Get that capacity up a little bit from 38, just until it just ticks over to mediocre, I think. So we'll go there, 72. We'll swap that out, and we'll also clone it now. And then we'll have a quick look at this train. It does a really nice looking train, isn't it? Can we at least get one of these though? If I have a look, manage the line, which train's this one? This is Thomas, which makes sense. So on Thomas, can I change the colour of just this one train? That's about Thomas colour, isn't it? Well, that might be a little bit bright actually. Did I just hit the same one again? Maybe I did. That looks a bit better, a bit more like it. But yeah, I think that's a lot nicer than what we did. I'm not a big fan of it changing the colour of the carriages though, I have to say. I'm not sure it is. Let me know if you know, guys. Is there a way that I can change the colour of the loco but not the carriages? I'd really like it if we could have something that changed the colour of the loco but left the carriages. But that should now increase the throughput on that line. And then another thing I wanted to look at was some of the other older vehicles, this tram and bus route that we put in down at Burton originally. And now we're going to be increasing the throughput through this station. I want to have a look at these trams. Now, if we look here in vehicles, you'll see that the age of some of the vehicles. James is the next one, then Henry. These trains are all getting... Oh, I've got trains selected there, that's why. But the oldest vehicles, these road vehicles, and then these trams. So I think these Saltash trams we'll have a look into, but it may be worth us now getting a stop next to this as well. And if I look at this tram stop now, you can see it isn't covering all the town anymore. And over here, we're not covering all this side. So I think it's time that we upgrade some of these stops. What stops are we using in the town here? So it's these medium-sized ones. At the moment, if we bring one over to here, and then we come around the south of the town here, out to the side, and then back out. I think that's going to be a good way of doing it. So what I want to do then is after stop number 1, let me pause this so I don't mess anything up. I want to get rid of 2 and 3 because we're basically replacing those now. Then I want to go up from 1 to go to here, to here, to here, to here, to here. But what we do need to do, as it's telling me, is upgrade with electric the path for it to follow. Come all the way around the outside of the town here. Up through the main run. That should be everything connected now. I believe. There shouldn't be anything missing there. He's stuck on a piece that can't connect. But yeah, there we go. That to me looks like we've got everything going. We've got here Saltash, tram number 8 is here. Okay. That's because we've taken the electrification from underneath him. Hopefully he can get around there now. And then we'll take the catenary off this street. We don't need it anymore. And then we'll also go around and we'll delete these stops that we don't need. And this one here. And now I just want to make sure now that we've done that. Why is this? That warning's gone now. Where has it gone? It can't connect all stations. Okay. So for some reason, it's here outside the right outside the docks. So there we go. Perfect. Now I want to make sure that we're covering all of the city here, and of course we are. Perfect. And then that just drops off at the airfield here. So what I need to do now is upgrade some of these trams. Well, all of these trams. So at the moment we're carrying 10. I don't want to massively go overboard here, but I think we are due a bit of an upgrade. We don't want to go 11, there's no point upgrading to. 21 with the CE2s from Switzerland, they'd be nice. Vienna trams we already have. What about these Type T1s? The one that's been preserved in a museum, 37 miles per hour. We can carry 23. I think that's the one, isn't it? Have a quick look what these look like. Can't remember exactly. Oh yeah, they're pretty cool, aren't they? We've got those. 37's the maximum speed, which shouldn't slow down the traffic too much. Maybe we need to have a look at these lanes here. So the maximum speed is 50 on the country lanes actually, so not a problem. That'll pick up. So that should increase the throughput through there. And now I want to look at these buses here. So it looks like in Burton we're still covering all of the town, and we're still covering everything up at New Big in here. Looks like we're just missing some bits up at the top here, so if I just help it in connecting where it's already heading here, we'll say to keep bus lanes. I don't want to start adding things that aren't there already. Now what kind of bus stops were we using up here? It looks like we were using the same ones again here. So we're going to come into town from this direction. So I'll put one here and then one round here, I think, just to encourage a little bit of growth. And then we'll upgrade to a medium street through the middle here so we're not causing traffic. And then what I want to do is select this bus route, and after number 4 we're going to pause again. I'm going to delete 5. After 4 we're going to go up and around the town here before coming back down, and then hopefully Green Lane and Kingsway between them. Yeah, we have all of this area covered off anyway, so we can delete that bus stop. But if we have a look at the vehicles going back down, or actually, yeah, heading back down, you see we've got 8. We've got 24 people waiting here, so it's about time these buses got a little bit of an overhaul as well by the look of it. So these can carry 8 and they go at 25 miles per hour. So if we have a look at what we could upgrade to now, 43 miles per hour might be a little bit overkill. But 31's looking good. The Sauertusche. They still only carry 8 there though. That carries 10, a little bit better. I think that's the play for now, isn't it? Realistically, we go for 10. It's either that or we start moving into 12 and at 47 miles per hour. 31 at 14. Do we go for something like this? The auto line. Yeah, you know what? Let's do it. Let's go for the auto line. I've not seen this one yet. Get to have a look at it. Oh, actually, have we seen this one yet? It does look a little bit familiar now I've come onto it. A little bit of street advertisement on the side. It's got the next stop written on it. This street's different. Why is this street different? Does this need an upgrade? It does, doesn't it? It looked like a cobbled street. That's why it was throwing me off. It didn't just look like a smaller road. We hit this fast forward now. Yeah, he's getting up to speed now. I do like some of these buses and things that are all kicking about now. It looks like, guys, we've actually just hit the 25-minute mark, and that is where we're going to leave it for this episode. As soon as the videos start getting over the 25-30-minute mark, everybody starts leaving and getting bored with them. So we'll leave it there for this one, and we'll see. Give me some ideas down below what you'd like to see happen in the next one. I'm thinking we do an overall of the main line on this side now, the West Coast main line, and we start bringing through. I may try and fast forward it to get some more modern trains involved. Let me know what you think of that idea, and yeah, we'll get into it in the next one. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you do. It does seem like, as I said earlier, only about 50% of the people that watch the videos are subscribed. So if you're getting some value out of them, please do help me out in return and get that subscribe button smacked for me. Any comments or any tips and tricks down below are always appreciated, as you guys know. But thanks a lot for joining me for this one, and I will catch you as always in the next video.